I'm going to give you the 5 reasons I think the market has bottomed. And we're also going to be looking at the charts for Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Palantir, SoFi, and Tesla. So if that sounds good to you, let's go. Let me start sharing my screen here. So the first reason I think that the market has bottomed is we take a look at the SPY, and we've got a little bit of a pullback here, right? We saw this huge move down, but we also saw that big 10% up move. We saw that big 10% up move just a couple days ago. Then it pulled back. However, we've not really sold off since then. We're actually a bit sideways since then. That's a good sign. That's a productive sign. We're not looking at this sort of situation right now. We're looking at somewhat of a sideways situation right now. So that's the first inkling that I think we might have bottomed. But we need to keep in mind, number one, the trend is still down. The trend is still down. It is uncontrovertible. It is impossible to dispute that the trend is still down. And we measure that with the 10, under the 20, price under the 50. That's the outlier trend template. However, if we can get another close over the 10 EMA, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Let me show you my cheat sheet real quick for trend trading. If we get a close over the 10-day EMA, that is the indicator of the short-term trend. So a close over means that the short-term trend might just be going back up. But for right now, the trend is still down. Hey, let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Christopher Ewell. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. The second thing that I see is we got a buy signal. We got a buy signal on the S&P 500 inside of outlier. Now, I've been telling people for a while that this buy signal on the S&P really should be constituted as a buy to close your shorts, right? Imagine that you got the sell signal here and you decided to short the market. Then this buy signal came on March 28th, really right before this huge sell-off here. But this wasn't a buy to go long. This was a buy to close your shorts position. However, that buy signal is still in place. So because of that, I think there could be some legs to it. It just very well might help us push a little bit higher. So number 3 is market breadth is starting to reverse. Now, market breadth is how many stocks are moving in the same direction. And we measure that in outlier by looking at the number of stocks on the bull list versus number of stocks on the bear list. This is Friday at 1:22 p.m. when I'm recording this. And we can see that Appian Corporation, Immunovant Inc., Penske Automotive, and Revolution Medicines, among others, got buy signals today. Now, when we add all these together, we can see the trend and how many stocks are getting the buy or the sell signal. And what we see over here is that this is bottomed. This is bottomed. Now, keep in mind, this right here, this peak back up, I called for a short closing rally, a dead cat bounce, if you want to think about it, around March 17th. And where's March 17th right here? Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we saw. That's exactly what we saw. So I, again, am making another call, and I think that we are going to have our bottom in. I think the bottom is in. Now, we haven't quite had the bullish crossover on the market breadth just yet, and we do that by taking the market breadth percentage and adding the 10 EMA on top of that. So we haven't quite had that crossover yet, but I think we're heading in that direction very soon. So market breadth looks like it's reversing. Number 4, the fear in the S&P 500 has flattened. Now, let me show you what I mean by this. If we go back to the S&P, outlier measures the fear and greed of every stock out there, along with giving buy and sell signals, but it does measure the fear and greed. And I'm looking at the SPY itself. And the SPY, you can see, peaked on fear, came up a little bit, came back down. However, what I'm seeing right here is this may have bottomed. This may have bottomed. It's not moving down with as much force right here. So I think we may have seen a bottom here. We're still at a fear rating of 27, but just a couple days ago, it was up at 33, and then it's been moving down. So I think this may have hit a bottom. I could see it starting to turn just like this here in the next couple days. And if the fear has come out of the market, what's left to come in? The greed. That's right, the greed. Now, real quick, what is outlier and how does it work? Well, old Uncle Warren used to say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Outlier shows you if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much, allowing you to get into the stock before the outlier move happens. And if you're ready to save time, make money, and start with less risk, head on over to OVTLYR.com. You can get the annual pass for literally 82 cents a day. Or if you're on the monthly plan, you can upgrade and save 64% with just one click. Now, another thing that I noticed on the SPY is it's got double order blocks. So what are order blocks? Order blocks are large institutional orders that want to be filled. They want to be filled. And look at this. The first time that it came down into this order block area, it bounced right back up. And this order block was created back, February of 2024. And it came down once and bounced out of there in April of 24. Again, bounced again in May of 2024. And the first time it's come down here since May of last year, it's bounced again. It's bounced again. And it's also created a second order block underneath it. So to me, this looks like it's got a lot of support right here. So you've got the trend that looks like it might be flattening. We've got a close that might happen right over the 10 EMA. It's still a little early to tell, a couple hours till the market closes. You've got the buy signal. You've got market breadth behind it, right? We have all these things that are stacking in our favor to say, I think the market may be hitting its bottom here. And we're going to look at a few charts to help support that here in just a minute. But the one thing you really need to keep in mind is there's a sixth card on the table. There's a sixth card. It's a wild card. And that wild card is Mr. Donald J. Trump, right? I could have all the theories in the world. I could have all the best ideas in the world. But if this dude's sitting on his toilet tweeting something out, it could absolutely rock the markets. And we know that can happen. We've seen it happen. And it absolutely will probably happen again. So this is our wild card here. We're really not sure what's going to happen. But let's look at a few charts that help support this case for me. So first, let's take a look at Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon. So let's go to Apple first. So see here, it also looks like it might have hit a bottom. We aren't moving down with such strength as we were. And it does look like it's pretty close to this 10 EMA. But it doesn't quite have the order block that we need to see. This is actually on top of it. So we'll have to see if it can push through here. Next, let's look at Nvidia. Now, this one's interesting to me. This one's really interesting to me. You can see it came down to this order block and bounced, right? It's done a lot. It's done a whole lot of sideways movement here for several months, but it came down to this order block created in May of 24 and bounced again. It's now closed over the 10 EMA. It's now closed over the 20 EMA by the end of today. We'll have to see. But it's got double order blocks, triple order blocks beneath it. And the reason that I'm showing these charts is if you look at the S&P 500 map, these are the biggest names. These are the ones that are going to help push the market higher because the S&P is a market cap weighted index. So if you get the biggest market caps helping push you up, that's going to help the market push higher. So next, let's look at Amazon. All right, taking a look at Amazon, remove some notes here. You can see the same thing, right? The same thing we saw in Apple, Nvidia, and now in Amazon. We've got order blocks that are going to help us. It looks like this one, it needs to close over this. But these order blocks could help us. And it looks like we have hit that bottom right here. You can see that reversal. It's been sideways. It's not moving down with as much strength as it has before. So those three really helped me looking at this say, I'm not ready to call the bottom yet, but I think we're close. I think we're really close to finding where that bottom is. But what we need is more stocks helping support it. We need more stocks moving up higher. And the only way we're going to do that is if people start buying. Now let's go look at a few others, a few bonus charts like Palantir. I know people love Palantir, SoFi, and Tesla, so let's look at them. Let's look at Palantir first. Palantir has been going sideways for a hot minute, but it also found a really strong bottom. It actually might have a 10, 20, 50 crossover here in another day or two if it can hold. And that would mean that it might have its bullish trend starting again. So Palantir for me is a sideways stock right now until it can start showing some strength. But it does have this order block up here around 115. I know if you're a Palantir investor, you would love to see it back up at 115. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. Let's go next to SoFi. SoFi, man, this is a story of a stock that's been really beat up. And you can check the receipts on YouTube. I said, watch for these order blocks up here. And what happened? First time it came up into there, rejected. And now it's triple layered in this order block at the very top. But it's got a bullish order block underneath it down here. And again, like the others we've looked at, it seems to maybe have found its bottom. It seems to maybe have found its bottom. I'm not saying that SoFi is going to the moon. It's still in a downward trend, but it seems like maybe the worst is over. And then let's look at Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. Look at this order block down here. Boom, 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 boom. Right. If Elon and Trump don't tweet anything stupid, this could be the bottom of the market, and it could start turning back up. And Tesla's got earnings, it looks like, coming out next couple of weeks or so. So listen, I want you to be prepared for this market. That's why I wanted to put this video out. I really think that we are close to bottoming, but I want you to tell me in the comments, do you think we've hit the bottom? What are you seeing that I missed? Do you see that we're heading towards the bottom, or that there's still a long way to go? That's what I want to know. And also I want you to make sure you come back on Monday, where outliers like us will save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. Now, YouTube is going to pop up a couple recommended videos. I recommend you watch one, and I recommend you have a fantastic day. See you on Monday.